Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
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 Shri Krishna
Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Sharanam Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. 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 Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. बोलिए राधावर श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। Bhagavan Shri Krishna was with Arjuna at the time when he needed him the most, and that was his greatest fortune. And from the state of utter confusion, fear, stress, Shri Krishna lifted Arjuna's mind to a level where he started asking very, very relevant, deep, significant questions. And he took Arjuna through a beautiful journey where not only did he guide Arjuna on the individual seeker's journey from ignorance to the blissful knowledge, but also he took him through the journey of understanding the totality, understanding the consciousness which is manifesting through this entire creation. And he also established the absolute oneness between this individual and total. After all this has been said, whatever he wanted to add to whatever was discoursed upon, after adding all that also, towards the very end, Sri Krishna felt it is always good to summarize whatever we have talked about. And this is the beauty of not just the Bhagavad Gita, but all the scriptures, where we find every discourse is divided into three parts. As Pujya Gurudev puts it, the first part is tell them what you are going to tell them. Second part is tell them. And third part is tell them what you told them. And it is very important. Only then we are attuned to that knowledge and that conversation. And here Sri Krishna, coming to the last part, wants to tell Arjuna and tell us through Arjuna what he has already told. So this entire 18th chapter is the summary of the Bhagavad Gita. And the summary of the summary is expected today. Okay, you tell us in half an hour what this Bhagavad 18th chapter is. And what is 18th chapter? Full 700 shlokas. And that too half an hour. Never mind, we'll try. Bhagavan has already said. So I have already sought his forgiveness that in whatever time, whatever is possible, we will do. But you have already said, and that is the original, and that is the right thing. Okay. So now, 18th chapter begins with Arjuna's question. And the question is very straightforward. What is sannyasa or renunciation? And what is tyaga, abandonment or giving up? Separately, differently, distinctly, please tell me. This is the question. It's a very straightforward question. What is sannyasa? What is tyaga? That's all. But if we look at it from the perspective of the entire Gita, just zoom out and look at this question. It's very, very beautiful. In a sense, Arjuna has, in the beginning, first chapter and all, what did he say? I want to leave, I want to run away, I want to become a sannyasi. That time, Shri Krishna first, in fact, chided him. What is this? Nothing doing. He did not allow him to go ahead with that thought at all. He dismissed all his arguments, and that's how he lifted his mind. But now he is again inquiring about sannyas only. But here the attitude is different, the approach is different. Here he is not saying, you tell me what is sannyas, immediately I will do and get away from here. No, this is not the attitude here. And here he is saying, please explain to me, what is sannyasa? Real sannyasa, what is it? Explain to me. Why you want to know? I want to understand. So that whenever I am ready for it, I should be ready to renounce. So, and that request, whenever we are requesting someone, and so what we start doing, we call them again and again, address them. Please mother, please mummy, please amma. 2-3 names we give, and then we again and again say. Here also in the first verse, there are 3 names of Sri Krishna. Sanyasasya Mahabaho, Tattvam Ichhami Veditum, Tyagasya cha Hrishikesha, Prithak Keshini Shudana. Oh Keshini Shudana, oh Mahabaho, oh Rishikesha. Please tell me this. Such a sweetness is there in this question. Acha. So now he asked. Now with this question, making this question as the vehicle, Sri Krishna summarizes the whole Gita. This is the beauty. That's why he is called Krishna Mande Jagat Guru. Because he can make anything the vehicle to teach us. Even sorrows. He can make sorrows vehicle to teach us. Difficulties he can make vehicle to teach us. Even those people whom we can't stand, they can be a vehicle to teach us. Bhagavan can use them. But we should be ready like Arjuna to learn. That is important. So here, Bhagavan starts with, once we study the Gita, we should be aware that Bhagavan will never give, this is what it is, over. No. He will make us think. He will leave some things to us. He said, you are a human being. Why should I feed you everything? So he says, there are so many different views about sannyasa and tyaga. Please understand. Many people think different things. And he says, but I will tell you what is my opinion also. He doesn't say you should accept it. He says, I will tell you my opinion also. And what is my opinion? He says there are certain duties that we must perform. Why? Because that is what is a means to purification of our mind. And then he says, Yajna Dana Tapah Karma. Na Tyajyam Karyam Evatat. Why? Because Yajna Dana Tapah Karma Pavanani Manishina. They are purifiers of ours. Then what is, so there is nothing called renunciation, there is nothing called tyaga. No, there is. What? You renounce the attachment to the karma and attachment to the and insistence for the result of the karma. That is what is to be renounced, not the action. The attachment to the action and the insistence on its result have to be given up. Real renunciation is only that. And if it is Bhagwan's opinion, means that is the truth. Although he doesn't assert it, but we have to understand. If it is his opinion, means that is the real thing. So he says, give up attachment, not the action. So sometimes when we are very attached to something and we find that it is not working out the way we want, then we say, I will not do this only. Why? Because what is there? Nobody is recognizing me only, nobody is acknowledging me only, nobody is appreciating me only, so I will give it up. Means I am not doing for the action, I am doing it for the result. That somebody has to give me something. So no insistence whatsoever on the outcome, on the result of the action, and no attachment to that. Sometimes actions, we are so attached. It is like an addiction. We have to do it, compulsive. So we have, even in these kind of sadhana related type of activity also, there can be OCD. It is possible. It is possible that I have to do it, I have to do it. So there is no harm having that full enthusiasm and do it. That is why here in the first beginning of the chapter, Sri Krishna also defines who is a tyagi, who is the one who has renounced. Who is he? Not the one who has renounced action and he is just sitting lazy. What is it? I am a sannyasi. What do you do? Nothing. So then another person was similar person. He came. Do you need any help? Yeah, come join me. He also helped me in doing what? Nothing. Let's both of us do nothing because he wanted help. He is my good friend, so I'm also helping him doing nothing. So lazy people. That is not sannyasa. I will not do anything. I will not take any responsibility. Why? I am sannyasi. I am tyagi. Bhagavan says no. Action is a must. And Gurudev used to, somebody asked Gurudev also, till how long should we do our sadhana? Because suddenly that thing, suddenly like Arjuna type of that, what do you call, sannyasa avesh, vairagya avesha comes. Suddenly, I want to give up everything. So they want to give up everything, with including sadhana also. So somebody asked Gurudev, how long should we perform this sadhana? As in, when do you consider yourself ready to give up sadhana also? Gurudev said, when you stop eating, you can stop sadhana also. Simple. Eating we want, but sit and do japa, that we can't do. So here, he is saying action is a must and that is what purifies us. But give up the attachment to the action and the insistence to the result. That is what is a real abandonment or tyaga. And he is a tyagi. Yastu karma phala tyagi satyagi iti abhidhiyate. Definition of tyagi is given. And then he also says there are three types of tyaga. What is sattvic tyaga, rajasic tyaga, tamasic tyaga? All this also he enumerates, he explains, indicates. After that, in the next portion of the 18th chapter, he takes up a few topics related to action. Because action is the main important point for us also, all of us. our main point, although yes, we are trying to pursue knowledge, trying to understand what is the knowledge that is given, imparted in the Bhagavad Gita, but it has to be related to our actions, day to day life. It is very important. Otherwise, it will be a theory, it will be a hypothetical idea, and it will never come to our life. It has to be related to our actions. And therefore, Bhagavan explores the various factors that influence action. So he says there are 5 factors. And if we look at 5 factors, not going into technical details of these, Bhagavan says of these 5 factors, 4 are our instruments and efforts. And the 5th one is very important, and that is called divine grace. So, what is the formula for success? If you have to say, according to Bhagavan in this place, he says 2 things: Purusha Prayatna, human effort, plus divine grace, Ishwaranugraha, is equal to success, Siddhi. So, this is the formula for success. Bhagavan has very clearly spelled it out. Human effort plus divine grace combined together is called success. It will ensure success. One of them is not there, success is not possible. And this idea is here giving in the language of different factors that influence karma, but the last verse of this chapter also reiterates this aspect of it, that we will come to later. Then he talks about the different aspects, all these aspects related to karma, all this he is classifying as sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. 3 types based on our disposition. So jnanam, karma, karta, buddhi, dhriti, sukham. So what all it includes? It includes all the subtler aspects, factors influencing karma, the agent of the karma, the action by itself, and the outcome, that is sukham. Everything is classified here as 3 parts. And the point is, when jnanam, karma, karta, buddhi, dhriti, everything is sattvic, then the outcome sukham will also be sattvic. So this is what it means. So every aspect of our life has to be sattvic. And if we go back, tell them what you are going to tell them. That is which chapter? 2nd chapter. In 2nd chapter, Bhagavan made one statement. Nitya sattvasto bhava. Those who are familiar will know. Those who don't, not familiar, later on you can check and verify that I am not bluffing. So 2nd chapter, Bhagavan has said, Nitya sattvasto bhava. Be always ever established in sattva. So here sattva means sattva guna also. That remain sattvic in all your activities. In every aspect of your life, let there be sattva guna dominant. And here he is saying the same thing, that all these should be sattvic. Then what will happen? The outcome of such life will be sattvic sukha. And if we go into details, a lot of beautiful details. But in a nutshell, if we have to see, the sattvic effort or action or the thinking or the knowledge or the fortitude, all these things that has been defined, the sattvic one is that which integrates, that which is single pointed, that which is holding on to the right thing. And everything else that is disintegrating or disturbed or scattered is all called rajasic or tamasic. In a nutshell, if we have to understand this. So, that which integrates is sattvic, and that which scatters is rajasic, and that which is inactive, that is tamasic. So, this sattvic aspects, if we keep on given the knowledge, sattvic means knowing things as they are and getting the commonality between everything. That is the sattvic understanding of everything. So, that kind of understanding, attitude and action effort, when it is there, then the outcome will be sattvic sukha. And what is sattvic sukha? initially it may feel like there is no sukha. It may feel like visham. Yattad agre visham iva. Feels like, oh, it's poison only. What is this? Why are you making me do this every day, every day? No, I don't want to do this. This protest. Our mind will do such things. We may not speak out because what will others say? So that's why we are quiet. Otherwise, nothing. So we'll keep quiet. We will not say it out, but inside that protest is happening. Why am I forced to do this? I don't want to do this. What is this? This is too painful. But over a period of time, what happens? That which was appearing like Visham, it becomes Amritam. Pariname Amritopamam. That kind of Sukha is called Sattvic Sukha. So, initially there may be some struggles. Okay. So, instant gratification may not be there. In fact, instant gratification but long-term suffering, that is called Rajasic Sukha. And that we are aware of also. Such kind of choices we have made. But here he says initially it may seem to be no sukha at all, but in the long run that only turns out to be blissful. Thank God I made this choice. Daily, regularly, all these sports persons or any artist or anybody, daily they practice, daily they exert, daily they do things. This consistent practice, it is not easy, very painful at times. Sometimes I don't want to do only, I don't want to get up only in the morning. There's so much of resistance is there from our own body, our own mind. But in spite of that, Sattvic Jnanam, Sattvic Karma, Sattvic Karta, Sattvic Buddhi, Sattvic Dhriti, holding on to the right thing and that perseverance when it comes, then Sattvic Sukha. Then I say, we did it. So in childhood, certain things if we have learned, that is why we do Geeta chanting competition and all for children. Because at that age, if it is learnt and memorized and everything, done. After that, I want to memorize the Geeta. Okay, what is your plan? A 5-year plan is there, but I don't know whether in 5 years it will be possible. I am trying at least 5 years, 5 chapters I will try to do. Oh, difficult, but sooner we are able to do, then I don't need a book also. I am ready with it. So that kind of, so anything, any field of action. In school, if a child doesn't study, later on it's going to be difficult if he or she wants to continue studying. If they're giving up and going, taking cows and sheep for grazing and all, then it is okay. There also some knowledge is required. So sometimes it may be a struggle in the beginning, but it's okay. Keep doing. Even for fortitude, dhriti, here Bhagavan very clearly says, hold on to the right thing. Sometimes we hold on to exactly the opposite thing that we should not hold on to. We are not able to give up the wrong thing also. Give up this fortitude to hold on to the wrong things. That is tamasic. Here, holding on to the right thing with the attitude of duty, with the attitude of surrender. So all this in detail Bhagavan has talked about. Then in the next section, very beautifully, he introduces the aspect of bhakti. Often we say knowledge and bhakti or knowledge and devotion. We feel that they are two different things. Above the shoulder is knowledge, below the shoulder is bhakti. That is what we feel. But it is not so. The head and the heart have to work in harmony. And one without the other is not possible. It has to go hand in hand. Scriptures give the example of a chariot which has 2 wheels, and it is only with these 2 wheels of knowledge and devotion that the chariot of life can progress. So here bhakti is talked about, and he introduces very beautifully, again taking us from the action standpoint to the attitude standpoint to the devotion aspect. Very beautifully. So what is action? So based on your action, he said earlier also that I have only been the cause of creating this classes. Varna, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam. And this is division, it is not casteism. We sometimes translate it wrongly. It is different classes which exists everywhere. Even in a single body it exists, in a family it exists, in any firm, corporate, everywhere it exists. There are some thinkers and visionaries. In the body, all the knowledge is gained here, thinking happens, everything. This is the most important. That is why when you are riding a two-wheeler, helmet is important. They don't ask you to wear a armor. Helmet is important. Why? Oh, this is unfair. What about the feet? You are not asking to wear a helmet for the feet, only for the head. This is partiality. This is favoritism. This is necessary. That is why. Thinker, then protector, leader, executor, Brahmana, Kshatriya, then whatever resources come inside, it is seen, Samriddhi is seen here, waste, and the Vaishya, gathering everything. Even if some surgery is required somewhere, some skin grafting has to be done, it will come from the thigh. Because Vaishya only has, from there only we can borrow. Everything is there in enough storage. And who will dirty your feet? We dirty our feet only, not our nose. So doing the leg work, all these are terms in English. So we are doing, why don't you say you do that? Who will do the head work? Why don't you say that? Why are you saying who will do the leg work? So then that language also is wrong. The point is, this is natural class existing already when we identify and make use of it. And here he is very beautifully classified, and he says, for a Brahmana, what is a Swabhavika karma? There is no karma, there is only gunas. There are only different qualities and attributes given there. There is no specific action. So they should be predominantly sattvic. There are Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, we are not going into those details, but all these classes have been defined with respect to the actions, their attitudes, their aptitude, their natural inclinations or natural dispositions. All this have been given here, and after that Bhagavan says very beautifully, what is bhakti? He says, whatever is your natural inclination or natural disposition, based on that, whatever is your natural action, set of actions, your duties, your aptitude based field of work, through that, one who worships that which is all pervading, that is called bhakti. Even if it has any shortfall that we may feel, even then, if it is my natural work, do it. I'm good at it, so I'm doing it. So it comes naturally to me, so I'm doing it. People are not liking it, never mind. But it's a duty, I have to perform, and I'm good at it. I'm kind of born with it, I'm blessed by such qualities, so I'm doing it. So even if we feel there is any shortcoming, still we keep doing our duty and offering it to the Lord. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. Worshipping that all-pervading one through our own natural karma. It is not about doing something special. No, when such kind of privileges are given, we tend to misunderstand this philosophy. When somebody puts you on a gunpoint, you have to do it. If you don't do it, this is the end of you. Then out of fear, we will do. And that too for some time we will do. As soon as that gun goes away, we are also gone. We won't do it after that. So that is no good. Here Bhagavan is saying, you don't have to do anything extra. Whatever you are doing, just offer it to me. Such a simple thing. I said, that is devotion, I accept it. But because it is so simple, we don't do it. And if it is too complicated, we can't do it. It's too difficult. I can't do. I don't think I'll be able to do. Okay, then do something simple. Simple. What will happen? I don't have faith in such simple things. So complicated things, no ability. Simple things, no faith. Then what will you do? I can sleep if you want. There are these fundraising marathons and all, very interesting. Somebody said, why don't you conduct a sleepathon? Huh? You give me money for sleeping per hour. I'll make lot of money, I'll raise lot of funds and I will donate for whatever. But first I'll get a nice bed for myself to sleep better. We don't want this, nothing extra is demanded. Bhagavan's demands are least. Whatever your natural actions are, and that which is a natural action is never felt as a burden. It is joy doing it. He says, just do that, but offer it to me. That's all simple. Such a simple thing. And he says that I consider as devotion. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to go to the forest and before the sun rises, you get those Brahma Kamal from somewhere and then you do Archana. You should have 1000 lotus and then you should do Archana. Nothing. Your garden flowers also will do. That is also not there. Akshata is always there. And that is why our puja, half of them is Akshata only. Bhagavan has to manage with Akshata. Vastrardham Akshatan Samarpayami, Upavitartham Akshatan Samarpayami, Abhanartham Akshatan Samarpayami. Everything Akshata and Pushpa, Akshata, Pushpa, sometimes Pushpa is also not there. Pushpartham Akshatan Samarpayami, over. Bhagavan is okay, no problem. Something, and he has only said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, anything you offer. So Bhagavan, you only said. Therefore, now I am not putting any effort. I am just on my bed, whatever I get, I am just giving it to you. That's all. That much only I will do. Bhagavan says, never mind, offer it to me, that also I will accept. But that does not mean we become more and more lazy. That means that we do with more love. So here very beautifully he said, whatever is your natural disposition, just do that. You like cooking, cook for me. You like cleaning, clean for me. Do whatever you are doing, do for me. Remember me. And that is why that has been the message from the beginning. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Keep remembering me and perform your duty. So that is what he is saying. So that is bhakti. I accept that. After that, Bhagavan is saying that what is it to, with this kind of sadhana and all, when we do, our mind is more and more purified, we become ready, available for grasping knowledge. So here he is talking about Jnana Nishtha very briefly. Now why is he talking about? He's already spoken in great detail. He's spoken about this in 4th chapter, in 6th chapter, all this. That only he is doing. But in brief, he's talking about what is this highest supreme knowledge. And abidance in that knowledge is possible by practice of meditation, how one should practice meditation, certain basic guidelines, how one should sit, what time, what place. All these things have been briefly indicated as a reminded. Arjun, I have already told you all these things. Just reminding you once again that remember, performing sadhana, gaining knowledge and gaining abidance in that knowledge is important. So please continue doing all these things. Let your life not remain without any discipline. It has to have disciplines. And in our culture, it has always been self-imposed discipline. There is no imposition from outside. Because our ancestors knew very well that external imposition is only temporary. So till the time somebody is there and looking at you, till that time we will do. After that, when that person is not looking at you, or when I feel that person is not looking, I'll again go back to my lazy ways. So that is not going to work. He said, are you interested in your own growth? Yes. Then take your own responsibility and go. That is why the main attitude with which we approach Bhagavad Gita and the knowledge given is already spelled out in the 6th chapter. lift yourself by yourself. Take your own responsibility. Bhagavan doesn't say, I will carry you on my back, come, I will take you to the goal. Pujya Gurudev used to say, I am not a mule guru. You know, when you go to this Tirtha Yatras and all, there are mules. It's a hybrid of donkey and horse. It's a mule. And then you sit on the back and then you can go, on mountains and all and finally reach the temple. Because there other things, other vehicles may not go, but the mules will go. So Gurudev used to say, I am not a mule guru, that I will carry you on on my back and take you to the doorstep. That I will show you the path, you have to walk. Take responsibility. And that is the message of the Gita. Uddhared atmana atmana. So we have to take, Bhagavan says, you have to take responsibility, Arjun. You have to have this yama, niyama, all these things. You have to have a disciplined life. You choose. And you keep walking ahead. And Bhagavan has spelled out everything in great detail in the previous chapters. Here he is only trying to summarize all those things, remind all those things to Arjuna again. After this, in the next few verses, Bhagavan is talking mainly about he as Ishvara. He is talking his prowess and Arjuna as a jiva, as an individual entity, a transmigrating individual. So that kind of conversation is there in this section, where he is talking about, hey Arjuna, you want to run away? You may choose to run away. But even if you go somewhere, your innate tendencies are going to force you to do everything. And what is that tendency? That is my prakriti. That prakriti will make you do. Pujya Gurudev used to very beautifully describe it, that you will go from the battlefield to the forest and you will be sitting there. Now, your mind is there with you. All your vasanas are still there with you. Suddenly you will remember Duryodhana. And that time, no battlefield, no fear, no stress, nothing. So when you remember Duryodhana, you will take out your sword and then you will start chopping trees there. Because that's all you have. So Bhagavan says, I don't want you to cut all my forests. So you stay here only. That is why he did not allow him to go there. Why? Because even if we think we can escape, it is our tendencies that has got us to a situation, we will have to go through it. So there is no point of running away. In any case, the escaping is not a problem. Many people go to another city, another country, so you have too much of problem, I'm going to another country. Gurudev used to say, there, this country problem will not be there, but that country problems are waiting for you. So that will be there constantly. Something or the other will come. So running away is no solution. So here, Bhagavan is saying that your prakriti itself, this is not going to allow you to sit silently. And he says, Ishvara sarvabhutana hrideshe Arjuna tishtati. He says, Ishvara, he does not say I in this verse, but then afterwards, soon after he says that. He says, this Ishvara is the indweller of every being. He is there in the hearts of everyone. And sitting in the hearts, what is he doing? He is operating. He is operating everything. He is operating like the operator of the machine or a captain of the ship, driver of a vehicle. He is operating everything, sitting inside. So now the Ishvara is seated in the heart of every jiva, but there is freedom also given to the jiva. Freedom is given. You decide what you want to do. And when we decide, when we choose, the vitality, the energy, the ability, the life force that comes from that, Ishvara only which will help us do whatever we choose to do. That ability to do is from the Lord. But I have been given some choice. So often, we have this question, and it's an unending debate, that whether destiny or free will. And this debate will continue always, forever. So this destiny and free will thing, here there is, Bhagavan is there, he is operating everything, but there is freedom also given. Okay, freedom is given. Now, what to do with that freedom? What should I do with that freedom? So Bhagavan says, that freedom, the best use of this freedom that we have got, and this is one of the most important aspects of this chapter, he is educating Arjuna and saying, the best use of the freedom that one has is to surrender it at the feet of the Lord. And that is why he says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam. You have all freedom to choose. You choose whatever you want to do. But the best choice would be to offer it at the feet of the Lord and become an instrument in His hands. After educating thus, after saying this, then he tells Arjuna, do as you wish. So actually he says this twice, because chronologically they'll say, no, that shloka comes before and then Sarva Dharman Parityaja comes after. But before he says in a third person that the best way of utilizing this freedom is offer it to the Lord. He says that. Then he says, do whatever you want. And after that he says, come to me. So the third person, first person. In between these two, he says, do as you like. Yathe tadhaku. Don't worry. I am not going to judge you. Do as you like. I will not feel that I wasted so much of time. I gave you all this knowledge and he's not listening to me only. Don't worry, you do whatever you want to do. But I have told you what you should do, what is the best. I'm not insisting on this only you should do, but this is the wisest thing to do. I have guided you and I have left it to you also. This is a beautiful aspect that we need to understand, even in our day-to-day life, especially in the role of parenting. Parenting is not giving freedom. Parenting is not completely suffocating the child also. It has to have both this. Give complete guidance of this is the wisest thing to do. Make that child capable of decision making and then leave it. To choose what you want to choose. But till the time the child is not capable of decision making, till the time don't let it do wrong things. Bhagavan did not say Yathechasi Tathakuru in the second chapter. He said it in the 18th chapter, that too towards the end. So that is also important to understand. After that, the last part, Bhagavan also describes about the eligibility, who is eligible for this knowledge. One with no discipline, no value. There is no value and forcibly you bring people and go listen, no. Geeta talk is going on, go listen. If you don't listen, I will not give you food. That person is coming and sitting. And will this get over? Food, chalo. So that person has not come to Geeta, that person has come for food. So that is not going to work, because out of fear, out of some temptation or something, that's not going to work. That is why he says, he clearly states that people who do not value this, who do not work towards it, don't give this to them. This knowledge should not be given to them. And even if we give, it will not benefit such people. And then Bhagavan also says, the one who spreads this knowledge, he is dearest to me. So he loves me the most, who spreads this knowledge. So Bhagavan is saying that Geeta, we should not just listen to or read and have the knowledge and then keep quiet at home. We must make sure that we become agents to spread this knowledge in whichever way we can. We don't need to gather people and say, come, I will teach you Bhagavad Gita. People may not come. If they come, very good. If they don't come, there are other ways of transmitting this knowledge. We can, and the best way is demonstration. People should say, how come this person has changed so much? What has happened? Then we can say, Gita. Before, after, in between Gita. So we can share our own thing. You know before what it was. Now see what I am. Gita. We can become brand ambassadors for Gita. And Bhagavan says, such people are dearest to me. And after saying that, Bhagavan very beautifully leaves it to Arjuna just with an inquiry. Arjun, did you listen carefully or not? And did you understand properly? I hope you did. That's all. Then Bhagavan is silent. Then Arjun speaks. And it's one of the beautiful verses of Gita. He says, Bhagavan, with your grace, all my ignorance, all my delusion, all my confusions, everything have gone. And now the original knowledge which was always in me has risen back. So now with that understanding, I am going to announce my decision. Because Bhagavan said, Karish, yathechasi tata kuru. You do whatever you desire. So I am telling you what I desire. And what is my desire? Following your advice is my desire. So he does it also as advised. What? The best use of freedom is offering it at the feet of the Lord. Says Karishye Vachanam Tava. And after this, Arjuna also has nothing more to say. And that's when Sanjaya concludes. And he remembers a lot of gratitude. He remembers Bhagavan Vedavyasa. He says it is because of his grace that I got this good fortune, not just to listen to the entire discourse of Bhagavad Gita, but also I got this good fortune to see that divine cosmic form of the Lord, Vishwarupa, which nobody else got. And remembering that, even now, I'm feeling so blessed, so fulfilled. And with that, at the end, his concluding remark, Sanjaya says, according to me, Arjuna, with the bow in his hand, back, ready to fight, that represents human effort. And Sri Krishna, who is a divine grace, when these two are there, everything is only success, success, success. There is abundance of wealth, there is abundance of all desired things. I says, that is my opinion and I know that is right. So with that, Sanjaya concludes, and that is the conclusion of not just the 18th chapter, but the Bhagavad Gita also. So we gratefully offer this session also at the feet of Bhagavan. The Guruji says that in life we need 2G. God and Guru. Guru Govind. So we offer it at their feet and we feel grateful, and the best way of expressing our gratitude is, as Sri Krishna himself has suggested, either spread this knowledge ourselves or support those who are spreading this knowledge in whatever way we can. In our own way we can spread. And that will be the greatest expression of our gratitude towards Bhagavan, towards our Guru Parampara. So we will just chant Bhagavan's name for a few minutes and we will conclude. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda Giridhari, Govinda, Govinda, गोविंद गिरिधारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोविंद गिरिधारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी श्याम सुंदर मदन मोहन वृंदावन विहारी श्याम वृंदावन विहारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी वृंदावन गोवर्धन गिरिधारी वृंदावन विहारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी वृंदावन विहारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी वृंदावन विहारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी वृंदावन विहारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी गोविंद 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 गिरिधारी गोविंद 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 गिरिधारी गोविंद 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 गिरिधारी गोविंद 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 गिरिधारी गोविंद गिरिधारी गोविंद गिरिधारी गोविंद गिरिधारी गोविंद गिरिधारी। बोलिए राधावर श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।